Hello and welcome to Dressmaking Amore. Today I'll be showing you how to sew this gorgeous little stretch knit dress using my new Ruby PDF sewing pattern, linked below. This is a very simple and straightforward dress to make, so it's perfect for sewing beginners and those who want to learn to sew with stretch knit fabric. This dress, while simple in design, is super comfy and very flattering. The pattern comes in two lengths, a mini and a midi length, and here in this video I'll be showing the sewing process with the mini length dress. Here are the materials you'll need. For this wine-colored dress, I'll be using a brushed poly fabric. You can use any moderate stretch knit fabric with about 40 to 50% stretch that also has at least 5% elastane. This would be something like a Ponte de Roma, French terry, jersey, ITY, or a ribbed knit. I also made a midi version of this ruby dress, and I used a plum-colored jersey fabric. Let's begin. Your fabric layout will depend on your size pattern as well as whether your fabric has a print or not. I've included the detailed instructions for cutting your fabric in the pattern booklet. Our pattern pieces are the front, the back, and the sleeve. First, we'll work with the darts at the front. Pin them and sew. Try your serger seam on a scrap piece of fabric to decide how you want your seam to look and what fits your fabric best. You can choose a narrow serger seam or a rolled seam if you want your seams to be visible on the right side. Check the tension and the thread coverage. For me personally, I like a narrow serger seam best for my fabric, which is about 3 to 4 millimeters. If you don't have a serger, you can also use a zigzag stitch or another serger imitation seam on your regular sewing machine. Here, decide what seams you want to be seen on the outside of your dress and which ones you want to be on the inside, as usual. On my example dress here, the shoulder seams are on the wrong side of the dress, and all of my vertical seams, the center back seam, side seams, and the sleeve seams are on the outside of the dress. So we're going to pin our center back, right or wrong sides together based on your design, and sew. Here, press the darts and our seam. Press the dart down and trim off the excess fabric that sticks out. Pin the shoulder seams and sew, and then press towards the back. Pin the side seams and sew. Press the seam first as it is to get rid of any waviness, and then press the seam flat towards the back. If you want to upgrade your sewing and take it to a professional level, cool all of your seams in the sewing process. Pressing and cooling your fabric with a wooden tailor's clapper allows your stitches to hold your fabric better, takes away the heat and the moisture, and it gets rid of any waviness that your fabric may have, leading to smoother seams, and it makes sure that the fabric has the right shape. Fold the sleeves right or wrong sides together, depending on your design, pin and sew the side seams of the sleeve. Repeat for your second sleeve. Press the seam facing the back. You'll know the back by the notch at the armhole. Then place the sleeve into your armhole, pin around, matching all your side seams, back notches on the sleeve and the dress, as well as the center of the sleeve with the shoulder seam. Evenly distribute your fabric in between and pin. Sew and press the seam allowances towards the sleeve. And now to finish our edges. You can use the same settings as you have used so far, or you can use a rolled hem. For this, you'll need to take out the left needle on your serger. For details, check your machine instructions and practice on a scrap piece of fabric so that you can be sure that your stitch is filled with thread. You can add more waviness or keep it a little more settled down by playing around with the settings. For some fabric like ITY, brushed poly, and French terry, those that don't unravel, you can leave the edges raw without hemming them. Or if you don't have a serger, you can fold the edge and use a twin needle, a decorative zigzag stitch, or a cover stitch. Give your garment a finishing press, and we are done with our cute little ruby dress. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to sew one for yourself. I know you'll love it. You'll find the sewing pattern linked in the description of this video. Happy sewing!